Maxie's here, Marty.
Yes.
I've only texted Max a couple of times privately.
Oh, yeah.
One was after their back-to-back Adelaide, which I just thought deserved
it's
a,
extraordinary.
just deserved a
Beautiful.
well done.
Yeah.
5 days apart.
Yeah.
Texted Max on Anzac Day saying, brilliantly played, how great is our country, and reminded Max that he's the captain of the Melbourne Football Club.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I was sort of taken back a bit by that text.
Who dis?
I just
New phone.
I wasn't
This better not be Marty.
I wasn't expecting the love for the country in that text, but
I love this country, Max.
I love this country. I love this city.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
There is
I
no
also-
better city in the world.
I'm with you. I didn't realise my performance Wednesday night reminded you of your love for the country and
It
the city.
did.
But I'm glad that I was able to have that effect.
It did.
Yeah.
And as I was sitting on the mower, not actually mowing, sometimes I just like to sit on the mower in the garage and have a beer away from everyone.
Yeah.
I thought I'm going to fire one off to Max about
Nice.
this country, about his job as the Melbourne captain. Easy to forget.
It
He's
is
the
easy to
Melbourne
forget.
captain.
That it reminded me
It's an honour.
the job
Yeah.
that I'm doing for the country.
And the club.
It must be
Um,
satisfying receiving a medal for a best on ground performance.
Yeah, I wasn't necessarily expecting. I thought Jake Lever was superb, but I'm more than happy to take it. And anything got to do with that Anzac spirit, being saying that you played in the spirit of Anzac, the better than anyone else on the ground. After the week you do leading into the game, learning more about the Anzacs. I've been playing this game for eight years and continually upskilling myself on what these guys did way back when.
If you want a really good book on Gallipoli, there's an Australian writer called Les Carline. He's written a lot of books over the years. His book on Gallipoli is definitive. It's wonderful. Les Carline.
Have you got it, or do I need to
I've got it, yeah.
Can you?
You want me to bring it in for
Yeah,
you?
can
Done.
Loan
Sure.
it to him.
Round 7 was the second most attended round in AFL history, only eclipsed by round 1, 2024.
Yep.
407,000 people walked through the gates. God, this town loves AFL, and
Yeah.
rightfully so.
The Geelong Carlton game, well, in particular the 3 MCG games.
Yeah.
Well, there was 4, but the 4th one wasn't as big, the Hawthorn Sydney one. But the first 3, Richmond, Melbourne, obviously Anzac, and then Geelong Carlton, they were packed. We were a little bit down on what we normally are. We're in the 70s, I think. But then to go 90, and then I think 90 Geelong Carlton, was it? Or close to?
87, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was
And it
Geelong's,
was one of them's, I think it was Carlton's biggest ever home and away.
Geelong's biggest ever home.
Geelong's biggest
Yeah.
ever home and away.
Yeah.
87,000.
Massive games of football. And to be fair, the draw and Geelong Carlton was looking like that way for a lot of the game.
Yeah.
They were great games to watch as well.
They really were. What do we got here? Geelong's the only team remaining undefeated, 7-0 for the first time since 2013.
Yep, great time for us to have them when they're absolutely peaking.
Yeah.
Geelong have. I tipped them for top 4 at the start of the year. I always thought they were going to bounce back. I didn't think they'd not lose a game up until now. And they're doing it without really Tomahawk kicking goals. Danger got injured again. They've just found some guys that are doing terrific roles, and Jeremy Cameron is going unbelievably well.
Isn't he great?
Yeah, he's good to watch.
Isn't he? He's brilliant. And he's
we-
got chicken legs. Have you noticed?
I haven't noticed that.
I
don't-
said this about someone else once, Buddy Franklin, and everyone went berserk. Jeremy Cameron has chicken legs.
Yeah, I'm certainly not going berserk, but I don't necessarily agree with chicken legs. What's a chicken leg?
Skinny legs.
Long skinny legs.
It's like he won't do a leg day. You know what I mean?
I would
Doesn't
say
need to.
he does have skinnier legs than the norm.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Finally. God, it takes a lot to get people to agree with you in this studio, Matt. I'm sitting with a group of 20-year-old contrarians here that are exhausting me.
They're pretty skinny.
Yeah, they're chicken legs.
They're chickens.
Pendles, 10,000 career disposals. It's a fun one.
Yeah, Pendles. They gave a little standing ovation during it. The
Yeah.
crowd was right onto. He must have been really close, was he?
He
'Cause it
was. I
quite
think he
off.
was,
Yeah,
4 off.
You're pretty confident you're going to get it in that game when you're 4
Yeah.
off, aren't you?
And you're Scott Pendlebury.
Yeah. Has he had less than 4? I doubt it.
I wouldn't have thought
Oh,
so.
it'd have to be an injury.
Yeah, that's a cool stat. I wonder if I'll ever get near like a hit out stat or something.
Well, you
Well, you got
Well,
your
I've
bounce
got my no
one.
bounce
And here's
stat,
a bit of
yes.
fun for you. GWS Ruckman Kieran Briggs took his first career bounce on the weekend.
There you go.
So he's
That's
out.
another one.
Less competition.
Couldn't help himself. Couldn't help himself.
I haven't seen the vision, but I'd love to know what a ruckman, how they get themselves in space and take a bounce.
I'll show it to you in the break. He had to bounce.
He had to
Otherwise,
bounce?
he was kicking it 80 metres to no one. So
Okay.
he had
so
no
he
option.
basically stopped.
Yeah.
Because I really don't want to be in that position.
No, I hope you get through without the bounce.
Yeah. I'm already picturing it. If I bounce, it's not coming back to me. Like there's going to be a bit of karma for taking the bounce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When was the last time you had a really solid bounce at training and thought, good bounce?
No, because I've chosen not to bounce.
You don't
game
bounce
day,
at training.
I get out of drills that involve bouncing. So Mark Williams likes to put you under pressure if you're kicking and
And you're
so take a
bouncing.
quick bounce and just get your hands right on the ball. And I say,
Yeah.
I don't have to do that. I can just kick straight away because I
Yeah.
will not bounce the ball. So
Beautiful.
I'm not training it, which means when I actually have to do it.
It'll be extraordinary.
Yeah.
Muscle memory. God, you're playing good football at the moment,
Thank you.
as are Melbourne.
For the country.
For the country,
For the
mate.
country.
Well, you'll probably get another 10 coaches' votes, given you're given the Checker Hughes medal, which would then put you probably top 4, maybe 3rd.
I'd
in that.
throw mine towards Jake if I was a coach, but maybe the medal influences them to back in me.
It's not on my list, but old mate who tackled the bloke and held his arm,
Jack Higgins, 3 weeks.
Jack Higgins, 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, the Monday slot on here, I always get to comment on tribunal stuff.
Yeah.
And this is similar to the one that I said about Toby Green. When I first saw it, I'm like, well, there's a few weeks. Like
Yeah.
it just looked like it. When you dissect it and get some different point of views and watch it in slow-mo, you start to think, oh, maybe he could get off. Maybe Alir helped to the incident. But if you watch it live straight away, you go, okay,
It was the holding of the arm.
that's a sling. That's a sling tackle, and he's hit his head.
It's just the look of it now, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can just gut instinct, bang, that's going to be 2 weeks.
Yeah, I've never done a sling tackle. I don't tackle that often, but I feel like there is a motion to sling tackle.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I don't think it's ever an accident.
No, well, you're spinning a bloke around, and partway into that turn, you must think, well, we're heading into sling tackle territory here.
Yeah, and I've never been sling tackled as well.
Well, it'd be a bit hard to sling tackle you, Max, I would have
Well,
thought.
that is part of the debate, is that Alir weighs so much more than Higgins, and we saw that with Lever and Cameron. Is it possible for someone, 20 kilos lighter than you to sling tackle you?
I'm sure there is a debate here. I'm sure that Higgins could get off. I mean, and I'm more than happy for him too. But I think it's pretty hard to hit someone in the head without you putting some sort of effort into a sling tackle.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Let's talk about the round that was Richmond-Melbourne on Wednesday night. Feels like it was 6 months ago. 13-7 plays 5-12. And 5-12, gee, I mean, that could have been a much tighter game.
Yeah, I remember a couple of their misses. Their misses came at great times for us. They probably could have got in front of a few of them or got a little bit closer. And we're 1 point down at half time. Dylan Grimes had that shot to make it 6 points down at half time rather than one. Actually, I thought I did some great work on the mark there. I was on the mark and I threw grass up and pretended the wind was going the other way. And
Old
Dylan
school.
was watching me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder if I nailed that or not. And then after the game, he said, "You got me with that on
Got you with the
the
grass
on
kick.
the
Got you
mark.
with the grass
Got him with the
kick.
grass kick.
I love that, Max. Sneaky, but that's what captains do.
Makes you feel really good. But
Bombers Collingwood ends in a draw, 12-13, plays 12-13. Feelings on the draw.
no, I'm definitely team draw.
What a game that was.
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't it a
spectacular.
belter?
Yeah.
I thought Elliot was going to have the exact same moment. Didn't he?
Yeah.
Was that last year or was that 2 years ago when Elliot kicked the goal from the junction
was it 2 years ago?
against the
But yeah.
Bombers? I thought and he was going to mark the
That
ball on
diving
the
mark.
junction
Oh.
just up the
He took a
other end.
screamer.
He did take a screamer. That's some good photos there from Kleiny.
From the Herald Sun, yeah.
Who else played well?
Well, Merrick got the
Merrick
medal.
got the medal, yeah.
Merritt got the medal.
Mycheck and Langford were. I love Mycheck and Langford, both undersized full forwards that just kick goals for fun.
Yeah.
Pendles keeps on going.
Yeah, I mean 10,000.
Still
disposals,
side
what a
bottom,
guy.
keeps on going. Great game. GWS versus Brisbane blew out. Brisbane look, and in present company, William, please don't be offended.
No, I agree.
I think something's happened in Vegas that has torn that club apart.
It wasn't Vegas.
Oh, wasn't it?
LA.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm not going to report on a WhatsApp rumor.
No, either am I.
I'd love you to.
I'm not adding to. I please don't see this as adding fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
Something's happened in LA.
Don't WhatsApp rumors just gain a
Oh
lot of
my
momentum,
God. Yeah.
and then a little sentence on everything just gets added every time it gets sent.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happened up there, but something bad's happened there, William.
Kieran Briggs tore us to pieces. Do you rate him as top 3 ruck in the comp?
He's got Brody this week. I'm interested
Yeah.
to see that. I know I'll come in on Friday and talk about the games ahead, but
I got a feeling Harry Potter will humble him.
no, Briggs. His end of last year was definitely top 3 ruck. I haven't seen much of GWS this year yet, but I'm presuming he's just carried on the
Yeah.
way he finished the end of last year.
They look good, GWS, don't they? Sneaky good. Port St Kilda. St Kilda, very interesting. And I
Yep.
was discussing this with William earlier in the show. So they get rid of Ratton, but they say that they're happy with their list. It's not about their list at all. They're very happy with their list. We just think we can get more out of the list.
Yep.
Well, they're 2-5 under Ross Lyon.
And the question?
None.
Max can't comment on
No.
another team's coach.
No question. No question. Just a statement. Just telling you what's happening at St Kilda. And what is happening at St Kilda, Max?
I've got a couple of players that have played under Ross and they love him. So
Yeah.
Everyone who comes in here loves Ross.
It's almost unanimous.
Remember I said to you I'm not going to have a go at Ross anymore
Mm.
after the whole Damien Hardwick, Alistair Clarkson, my extended break.
Yeah.
I said I'm not having a tilt at Ross. I'll just be interested to see what the narrative is around St Kilda now.
I mean, I'm on Team St Kilda, to be honest. They're in every game they play, apart from last week against Doggies where they got blown out. But they're in every game they play, which is a famous Ross Lyon thing to do, to be in every game they play. And I'd be concerned every time I come up against Saints with the way they play.
I think we've got them this weekend, haven't we? North Adelaide. I mean, I'm not even going to bother. Geelong, Carlton. That I watched most of that. That was a belter.
Yeah, I was intrigued with the 4:30 time slot.
Yeah.
But then when 90,000 turn up, they must have nailed it, the AFL with that time slot.
Maybe not as many people went away this weekend. Maybe it's like a
Maybe.
cost of living thing.
Geelong playing a home game at the G. My father-in-law's massive Geelong, to a point where he supports heavily Joel Selwood over me.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's he going into the we're going into the prelim in 21. We played Geelong in the prelim, and Jess said, "Would you like to come over and watch it with me?" And he goes, probably not a good idea. Like, I want Joel to win.
My
She goes,
goodness.
Joel,
Why do you
specifically Joel.
Why do you want Joel to win? He goes, "It'd be good for him to win one as captain." And Jess is like, your son-in-law's captain of the other team. You should go for him. So that's where he's at.
Okay.
Um,
But that's got to hurt.
He ended up getting both in 2 years, which is nice.
He babysitted, it is great for him. He babysitted George the other day, my 2.5 after.
How'd he go?
Well, George yesterday was saying, "Go Cats," the whole day. The whole
He's
day.
been
Oh,
brainwashed.
He's been
He
brainwashed.
has.
Okay, well, that's the end of the babysitting duties. Carlton still look good. Geelong look great.
Yes, Geelong look really good. And I'm excited to play him this week. This is the first time for a long time we don't have him actually down in Geelong. We have him at the G.
Oh, that's good.
That's great.
So I'd love all the fans to turn up, and we make a 90,000 game at the G. We're the better time slot of 7:20, I think.
7:20 Saturday night.
Yes.
I went Irish.
Saturday night.
I went Irish Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Well done, Mark. Saturday night sounds like a good time.
You can watch it at Bridie's if you want.
Yeah.
Saturday night. What am I doing? Nothing. Freo Bulldogs. Gee, that ended up being a bit closer than I thought.
I think it was close the whole time.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
95 plays 71. And Freo ticking along nicely. The midfielder who broke his leg in the GF. Was he
Nat 5.
Yeah, he had a good one.
He had
form.
he had almost 20 in the first quarter.
He
He
had
was
a
on fire.
belter.
Sarong had something crazy in
Yeah.
terms of clearances.
He can really wrap himself around you, Sarong.
That's all right. They could be sneaky top 4 if they hadn't lost those thrillers in Adelaide.
Yeah. Sorry.
Max is still enjoying Sarong.
It's repeating on it.
Take it to training, mate. It's yours.
It was the pre-organised high five that got me.
Gold Coast, West Coast. Who cares? Hawthorn, Sydney. Sydney are going along beautifully, as John Longmire always has them there or thereabouts. One of the great coaches of our time, John Longmire and Shinboner. 1810. I mean, that could have been a cricket score too.
I
Plays
feel like they've just
Hawthorn.
got a lot of good players.
Have you
Big
still got that
guns.
grab
Yeah.
there of
Sam Mitchell.
Sam
Sam Mitchell.
Mitchell.
Oh, yeah, from
that we played?
earlier.
This is Sam Mitchell, even though 42 plays 118.
Yeah, here it is.
I looked at today's game. If you watched it without a scoreboard, you would have said the Brown and Gold boys are having a crack.
Unfortunately, there is a scoreboard, and it says it's 118 plays 42.
I mean, I get what he's saying. I mean, when we lost a lot of games early on in my career, there'd be games where you would have never tried harder in your life and you've lost by 80, 90 points.
Yeah.
So, and you always get a lot of people from external go, they look like they're not trying and stuff like that. You're trying harder.
Of
Like, you're
course,
just
you're an
chasing the footy
elite
the whole
sports
time.
person playing in an elite competition. If you didn't try, you'd be literally risking your life.
Yeah, the famous Mick Moldhouse had a go at one of the journos for saying, "Did you turn up to play?" Ages
right.
ago.
It was Jake
That-
Clark.
I agree with Mick there. You turn up. I've never not turned up to play.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal saying.
If you just turned up as Max and
Yeah.
just put your shorts on and had a run out like
Yeah.
you're playing at Warrie Alec,
Yeah.
you'd get the life beat out of you.
Where's Warrie Alec?
Out near me.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Between sort of it's Healesville
Yeah.
and say as the crow flies, Gembrook.
Yeah.
Max is learning.
Yeah.
Geography.
Where are you?
Yeah,
No, we never
no,
discussed
don't
that.
talk
about that. Don't talk about
that. Across the line, mate.
I'm
That's
exact
everywhere,
street
mate.
address.
Let's wrap this up. I'm everywhere. We've got to wrap it up. We've been going for 11 minutes, Max.